only the best of minds. We're working on this. Dumb.
I will deliver furious retribution.
And let's see. He's blood drinker staff. Cool. I have broken ribs. He has broken leg. Okay, what the hell are we looking at here? 21,000 damage. 8 movement speed, 250% armor. Disperse. Teleport the enemies to random positions across the battlefield. Throw inversion. Cone shift air attack. Blast double damage to baton shot. Raveling reality. Creates various copies of itself. Dimensional swap. Swap position for one of its copies. As long as the shard copy or the energy orb remain, each time it is attacked, the baton shard will gain a stack of conceptual vision, trigger reflective retribution on the attacker. So I have to destroy the shard copies and energy orbs. Okay. I don't think they'll let me use anything before the fight. Nope, they won't. Because, frankly, why would they? Should have known it was going to fight the baton shard. Should have predicted it. Should have been easy peasy to see coming. Extra damage all the time. All the exploits.
Request approved.
Did that do damage? 13! But it does have degraded defense. Cool. Cool.
A prominence cannot damage a star.
What did he say? Don't know. Got 4 stacks of degraded defense now. Awesome. Oh, cool. By cool, I mean, what the hell? The Rodin Shard copy. Nothing, just a new death. Okay.
Cubs play. See how the wolf succeeds. Fight on death. The threats prove so lovely. None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. Wolves reign. Become the All-Father's worthy instrument.
Okay.
Cubs play. Fractured echoes beckon. Entropy whispers through my existence.
Cool. Cassia's just down.
I'm enraged.
Okay.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I'll do it.
Gain some momentum. 14 times 1 is still not a lot.
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Scorn the pain. I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
This is not going to end well at all. We're just trying to get degraded defense. For every 6 damage dealt.
For the
50% increase in
glory.
damage.
But of course, Lord Captain.
It's not immune to warp damage, is it? I don't think so. No, I don't think anything like that.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. Naturally. But of course, Lord Captain.
Let's do Daring Breach.
Not sanctioned to do this.
No, you're not. But it's gonna help, hopefully. Presuming he doesn't parry literally everything you do to him. Oh my god. Am I missing something?
For the throne's glory.
Degraded defense is getting better. It's at 54.
I won't do that.
Anyone? Cautious attack, why not? Nomos, what are you doing? 1750, 50 negative stat. Breath of Fatality. Grants Nomos' boon effect to allies. Cool. I would love to know what that is. I'm getting teleport all the time, doesn't actually matter that much, does it?
I'll make
Two.
it happen.
He's not dying next turn, and if he does die, that's fine.
I'll see to it personally.
Is he bleeding? No, that's the bludgeon to staff.
I'll make it happen.
Let's do not press the advantage. Let's do Inspire.
I won't object to it.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
Naturally.
Transcend the potential. Ignore enemy dodge.
It's as good as done. On it. Twice before crossing me.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
Oh, because I did that with the flamethrower. Alright.
I'll do it.
Could have done better. If I was better at the game, I could have done better. Smack
I'll
him.
make it happen.
Okay. 200 is the thing.
The realm of sentience is for the light.
No. I'm not gonna be that over the top with it again. What? Cool, man. Damn tempest.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Kill this, please.
That is an equation. Is that all you've got? Is a negligible variable. Echoes of time see their last moment. My vow is to serve. Request approved.
I won't go down easy.
That was it? Oh, that was it.
Give this task to someone lesser. See how the... Now, my strike is ruin! A fleeting moment of integrity.
Another loss already.
Cool. Loving this.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Faith without...
The threads of purpose so unraveling.
I'll do it.
Screw your threads of purpose, frankly. No one cares about it.
Her problems cannot damage a star.
58 damage. That's not a nothing amount, but also it's entirely irrelevant at this point.
Fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
Get me a target. But of course, Lord Captain.
Reach for this unraveling.
Let's see to it.
What else but canvas of luminosity?
Jesus Christ. This is getting to be a lot. We're going to...
Wounds cannot damage a star.
You sure about that? Confident approach. 4 times 14. Because I ran out of bullets.
The wolf is on the hunt. A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
No more switches to it.
Echoes there.
That's Pascal down. She has what? Okay.
Purpose are unraveling.
As the Emperor
We have absolutely zero morality. Or morale. Morality too, but like a pulse of morale. Can't charge anymore.
I won't object. The Inquisition. More trouble than it's worth. Nothing stands against me. Ah! Naturally.
Let's go. Down to 3.
Entropy whispers.
I will endure.
So at 3.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Fathers. So shall it be.
9. Okay. What is the blessing of Nomos? Seriously.
A born predator does not become prey.
Good to no position. No, no, and no. 2. 3. Confident approach to max out damage. Oh, this fight is... Both officers are down. This is really not looking
I'll
great.
do it.
That was a decent amount of damage at least, right? Yeah, let's just do it.
Manifest.
I'm hoping that the blessing of Nomos means something. That would be great.
Threads of purpose.
Doubt is for the weak.
A providence can just
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Come on, this is reckless. This is painful. Wow. There's the Genta.
I challenge you, damn get.
Wow. Okay. I think I need to just start this all over again. Maybe bring not Pascal, but bring Abelard. You know, just to maximize the damage on a single target in one turn.
Comes play. So it shall be. Threads of purpose.
Jesus.
Echoes of time sing their last lament.
I won't object to it. Everyone, step aside.
We're now officially outnumbered. Awesome.
Shans bleed. The fame-hungry come.
How is the path blocked? I don't understand the pathfinding in this game sometimes. If I should have time. I'm much gonna. Alright, I'm gonna die. And maybe it's intentional that I die. Because that feels appropriate for having a useless katana on my side. I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to die. Right? We know I'm going to die. This is a given.
Let's see to it.
Hail for survival. And no, it wasn't blocked, so there really is no damn reason why that was.
So excellent purpose unraveling. Wolves reign. Cubs play. I see bite off.
Okay. Kick him in the head. Energy orb. Cannot attack a mobilized energy charge. Next turn, the katana shot will explode the orb and deal lethal damage to all enemies. Okay. Cool, there are two of them now. At least they don't seem to have any armor.
The Inquisition sends their regards. For the throne's glory.
Can't do that.
But of course, Lord Captain. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
Oh, damn.
Not section to do this. I need a foothold. For for the thrones. I won't object. Naturally.
Come on.
By the wolf's eye, perish!
Now I get freaking okay. But now I freaking get. Fine.
So shall it be. Become the All-Father's worthy instrument! Don't dishonor the wolf with such tasks! None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father! See how the... So it shall be! I hunger for battle. Dishonors! My strife is cruel addictions.
Come on. Come on. Heinrichs? You got this, Heinrichs, right?
I won't object. Be gone. Your reckoning is due. But of course, Lord Captain.
Okay.
Faster than light. Comes play.
2, 3. Okay, I was kind of hoping for it to do some damage to this one, but it worked out in the end, more or less.
Wolf's red.
Am I really going to win this with just Heinrichs and Ulfar? I might actually just win this. Heinrichs and Ulfar.
See how the
You got 0 armor. Structural vulnerability. Wait, hang on. What is structural vulnerability? How did he get... If I destroy... If he give himself a Catan shard, he yoke amplifier. Technical genius videos. Additional blow. I don't know how that happened. Disintegration of Dawn? How did... I don't know how that started. But I'm here for it. Oh, I did the wrong weapon again. I was distracted. What the hell is going on? Take the victim's place.
Let's see to it. I'm done with this one.
For the throne.
Of time, see their last.
He wants a good death, I guess. Okay, I'm going to load the game here. And we're going to try that again. Oh, Jesus Christ on a stick. That is something. Literally, just like if he didn't immediately target both Cassia and Ignatius. Oh, that was painful. I'm going to go forward and try again. Thankfully, I didn't do Grim Darkness mode because that would have been very annoying. But yeah, going to go forward, try again, and I think they're the thing. I didn't look it up because I just went straight from dying to this. Where if I get rid of enough of the shards or the fake ones, he loses his armor. Oh my god, I have to do this fight over again too. Alright, this is not a hard fight. I am going to... Can I skip this in any fashion? No, it's a two-part fight. That's right. Alright. This was not hard. I will pause when we get to the Catan chart. Or I'll come bring you back at the Catan chart. Alright. Let's take another crack at this. So. No one here is too screwed up. He has one fresh injury, which he can fix in his round. Ofar can't take... cover anyway. Hynix can go here, Ignatius can go here, Argenta can go here, Cassia can go here, and Pascal can go. There you go. And with any luck, he's not going to randomly kill an officer this turn, this time. That being said, let's get through this. Oh, that's annoying. It is what it is. Reduces damage by a lot. Cover. 2. If he gets another turn, he can use that for all the things he needs to do. But for the time being, he's going to give everybody 5 armor or 10 armor? 5 armor. No. Could we also do the degraded defense? Get that stack starting early. He has no exploits, right? No more exploits. Show me the terminal, please. No, that's not what I was. Okay. Frustrating.
So shall it be.
Trying here. We are trying here.
The threats of purpose are unraveling. Shattered divinity. The world of centuries is vaster than light. Limited divinity is required.
What? Okay. Like, honestly.
Emperor, give me strength. Do not
Unavailable.
dare ask.
Does he already have it? Does she already have it? No.
I'm afraid not.
What else but a canvas of paradoxes?
What the hell is going on? I wanted him to not kill Cassia in the first turn, so instead he killed Ignatius in the first turn.
Fleeting moment of integrity.
If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me?
Shush,
If
Cassia.
you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. Let's see to it. I need a foothold.
For the first
throne
round.
of glory. Let's see to it. Your reckoning is due.
Threads of purpose unraveling.
Charge.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Cassia
see
needs
to
to
it.
survive. A little bit.
As the Emperor
This is
commands,
frustrating.
I act.
With annoying,
do it.
frustrating, just randomly dead in the beginning, at least one, followed by random allies dead, at least one, followed by random allies being taken out one by one.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I'm done with it.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Go, Pascal.
Request approved. Running binary override. Damage to all.
I'm done. Goodbye, Argenta. That's 2 down, I guess. Good for him.
Wolves reign! None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. I came by top death! Give this task to someone lesser.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
For the throne of glory.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
No.
Opponents cannot damage a soul. The threats of proof so maverick.
Do you have revealed light already? You do. Give it to Ulfar. Why can't I give it to him? No line of sight. Yeah, I can.
Everyone, step aside. Let's see to it. Holy terror, smite your enemies.
Slowed. Restructuring. Cool. Are we still restructuring or no? Food attacks affect powers and poison enemies. Sure. But no longer restructuring. Because that will be silly. Too helpful. Sure he does. No recoil.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
Damage deal.
What else but a canvas of paradox?
Okay. Dead Heinrichs. Dead Heinrichs, dead Ignatius, dead Argenta. I'm not a fan of any of this.
See how the wolf succeeds. Worthy instrument!
28. This is not going well at all. This is going even worse.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
A providence cannot indulge a star.
Is that a dead Cassia? Not quite. Okay. Oh, cool.
Requests. Future purpose unraveling. My vow is to serve.
Now we got stuff. Everyone's dispersed, out of cover, and oh, he didn't shoot anybody. Awesome.
The threads of purpose unraveling. God's play. My instincts tell me to refuse.
Made a mistake
So
again.
it shall hand this master. My strike is ruin. Father's worthy instrument. Fractured echoes begin. What else?
The ground.
That's a dead Pascal, so this is failing. Alright, I'm actually just going to try again. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so this has basically been... I've done this before, and my decision was that I need to swap out Ufar for Abelard, because Abelard, right? He's the most ridiculous guy. To do that, I would have to redo the entire sector. This entire sector to go back to a save from before I was on Epitaph, which is my fault. That is the problem. That said, in lieu of not playing through hours of content again, I just bumped it down from unfair to hard. And with any luck, if it allows our characters to not die in one turn, then, or at least not just randomly get teleported and ganked in one turn, we should be able to get this. Should still be a hard fight, should still be fun, but should actually be, should hopefully not just get one tapped by everybody, or by this entire thing. Where's Pascal? Pascal, that's fine, Pascal. Okay. Can you shoot him? No. Gonna split up just a little bit. Hopefully that will cause him to not use disperse if we're not all close together. I'm not using heroic act. I'm using that.
My vow is to serve.
Let's analyze enemies. Let's bop him. And he starts at 17,250 hit points, which is not great, but also perfectly doable. $15 plus 8 times 3. That actually might have just been a better thing to do, to get rid of the armor. My bad. Next time. After the next time. Okay. Nope, everyone got teleported randomly anyway. Oh, we did get a turn. And it insisted on not being able to actually show me who's next. Cassia's next. Followed by... Copy. I'm hoping that's energy. I'm hoping get. No, no, no. So I guess he goes after Cassia. Okay. That's Heinrichs.
I challenge you.
There we go.
Get. Wolves reign. See how the
Burn that. Kick it.
I see bite off moves integrity. Cows play.
Bam. Charge. Why is that path blocked? That should be enough.
Give this task
Why
to
is...
someone less.
Okay. That's just frustrating.
Wolves reign.
Two. I don't think I can knock the prone. Pretty sure I can't actually.
How the wolf succeeds.
And that's not going to hit anybody. But that should kill this dude, hopefully. 8 shots of 53. Perfect. Cassia can get behind some cover. Argenta, give us some morale, please.
I'll do it. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn. Burn that motherfucker down. Cautious approach. No, confident approach. Alright. So, with that done, willpower and toughness.
If I may,
Weaken him a bit. You can take your turns after he does. Which means you're going to do finest hour on
I'll show you
Heinrichs.
why navigators are feared.
I need a foothold.
Heinrichs, you're going to set up the degraded defense all over this guy. Set him up with your favorite sworn enemy.
I won't
Now we're going
object
to
to it.
start swinging.
For the throne is yours.
Threads of purpose.
I won't object to it. But of course,
Opponents cannot damage a star.
Doing that to get one more hit.
I won't object to it.
Debase him. Daring breach.
Someone's death wish is mine to grant.
Here we go. We're getting
For
there.
the throne's glory.
Well, how much degraded defense do we have? Structural vulnerability. 151. Okay.
Let's see to it.
Threads of purpose.
Naturally. Nothing stands against me.
Here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. What's he up to now? He's 277.
For the throne's good. Holy terror, smite your enemy. More trouble than it's worth.
He's up to now. Still 174% armor, which is not great. But he's up to 525 degraded defense. Alright. And get behind some version of cover. Yep, he's not even hitting him.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Press the
Isn't this a job
advantage.
for the serfs?
Bit of a buff.
I'm not accustomed to being
Okay.
ordered around.
Another 500. Can't do Heinrichs. Can't do herself. We'll do Argenta. And linchpin for a bit more momentum too. For the actual amount of momentum management. Yeah. Can't do anything about that, I guess.
I won't do that.
A desperate measure this round? No one's used a desperate measure this round. Heroic, maybe, I guess.
Let's see to it.
Come on, at least see you'll be observed. You'll be erased. Let's do a charge, I guess. Yeah, let's do a charge. Why are you... That's not right.
I won't object.
Well, Ignatius down is not the worst it can be.
As the Emperor commands,
One.
I act.
2. Hurt those or hurt these? Hurt them. Because you always do that. Do it again. That's enough to kill one of them.
I'll do it.
Reality is a tapestry of contradiction.
Oh, shush, you're a contradiction.
Okay.
And Heinrichs is down. Okay. He's not down. He's at 1? He's at 1. Oh. Him being at 1 is very, very cute. Catan Sharp's up next, though.
Enemy is the tread of his faithful.
2.
Providence cannot damage the star.
Sure. Whatever you say, dude.
Request.
Try to get a bit more damage out of him. Still, now it's possible.
Fire condemns you.
Okay. Let's see. That does. Can hit both of these, which is fine. Some extra damage.
None can do this. Feel the icy bite of death. Don't dishonor the wolves with such tasks.
Yeah, figured. The first thing first. Nah. Kick. Oh, it didn't kill him. Path is blocked. How is that path not blocked? Or it is? Come on, dude. You're trying me now. Like, this has to be intentional at this point. You've got 40. Heinrichs. Take a little bit more. Does he already have it? Yes, he does.
If only that were possible. If I may.
Heal yourself up a bit.
The Emperor is on our side.
Let's put this unraveling.
Let's see to it.
Kick him again. And endure. It's something. Oh, I probably could have healed him with his staff. Jesus, I am not. Always the little thing that keep coming up that I realize I could have done much, much better. Come on.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
He's down to... Nice. He's down below 5,000. He's summoned more, so screw that guy.
course, Lord Captain.
Let's see. That won't kill him.
For the throne's
1,000 damage.
I won't go down easy.
Anyone hurt? No, no, just me still, which is annoying. Concentrate fire.
Faith without...
I can dig it. Kick. 34. That's still 134.
For you, my emperor!
Still just 69, rude. Heinrichs.
You'll endure.
So much going on. Hein's arrow. We just need a little bit more. Good, he's still up. That got rid of a lot of his temp HP, but he's still up. Oh boy. Double the bonuses. No. No, no, no. I can't, there's no way I could shoot him without, oh, that's annoying as all hell. Okay. Alright, it is what it is. I'm not gonna shoot him. Can I shoot him? I'll shoot that.
Threads of goodness are with you.
Yeah, you can hit a... No, let's see if we can break through this way. Sorry, Argenta.
Wolves rage! My strike is ruin!
Could have done. Wow.
Is that all you've got?
Heinrichs? Leave them. Thank you, Heinrichs. Now, if I do that, daring breach.
Let's see to it.
Here we go. Got him. Oh, that was a pain. That was a long, painful fight, and a lot of work. And it feels slightly wasted in that if I had Abelard, I could have done unfair. Fully believe that. Hell, if I spread out a bit more, I also probably could have done unfair. Just to keep my guys from, you know, being yeeted all over the place and dying immediately. The ancient monster struggled against the energy management of the yoke. Its impossible powers that make reality itself burst at the seams are now being forced into a compact dungeon, quark by quark, returning it to a cruel and painful non-existence in the moment. It could struggle harder, but something is hindering it. You are the cause of these hindrances. Only now did the Catan Shard turn its focus to you, for the battle is nothing more than the reflexive resistance of an alien absorbed in a completely different range of thoughts and responses. But now it is thinking about you, and its thoughts are so corporeal that you can sense them and know them. It seeks an end to the confrontation. It is capable of resolving it in a way that would benefit all. More and more tears appear all over the shard's form. As the yoke absorbs its power, it becomes increasingly harder for the shard to maintain its physical structure. Each imperfection you inflict brings the Star Predator closer to improvement. Nomos, do not bow your head before our abominable precursor. It was begotten by the dark abscesses of the past. It is the fragment of that which devoured stars and erased civilizations. It knows no benefit other than its own. Allow us to stand against it. This is our time, our impossible chance. Theodora, what are you still doing here? Go away. If yet another layer of reality cracks, a figure appears before you. Her. After giving you a probing and praising look, Theodora permits herself a slight smile. Think about the Catan. Mental contact is effortless. This is not communication. Such a powerful being cannot comprehend communicating with anyone but its equals. It simply bears the gift of making the other hear and understand it. So granted it is the potential of its thoughts. Try to understand what benefits the Ten promises. Power, eternity, comprehension. The Ten once chose to reign over short-lived races and forge a new and glorious fate for them. It has learned from its mistakes, now only bestows the gift upon the chosen few. The Catan can grant your thoughts falter, for it is difficult for your mind to fathom the full scope of this world. The Catan can grant everything. Stop thinking about the Catan. Much easier for you to stop trying to comprehend the Catan than for it, one who can grasp the world in hundreds of ways to stop comprehending you. Try to touch Theodora. Particles of reality around you begin to boil, trying to heal the wound upon existence and preventing her from entering your version of reality. You and she can exchange words, thoughts, glances, but a physical connection is an impossibility. You're merely fleeting phantoms that could scatter at any moment. She is silent, her gaze still trained on you, as if she is trying to commit your every feature to memory. You and Calculator did so many terrible things in pursuit of your ambitions. Tell me, was it worth it? It is always worth it. You'll understand this yourself. Whatever fate you choose, one can only hope it'll be better than mine. Nomos? If our birth have had a purpose, then it is here now. What do you intend to do? Clash with the precursor, touch it, absorb it, so that the reflection becomes the object reflected, so that the shard becomes Nomos, and then, and only then, will the threat be eradicated forever. Do you think you could do this, Nomos? And what will happen afterward? We stand at the threshold of probabilities and outside the bounds of the predictable. It is beyond possible to know whether we can or cannot. But we believe we can, and that is what drives us to try. And if we succeed, we will obtain power beyond compare. We will become a shield against any threat in whatever form it may manifest itself. I have made my decision. Act now, my child. We are ready for the most important battle of our life. Wish us luck. Nomos steps towards the shard, and the whole world explodes into a terrifying whirlwind. You can hear the colors and see the touches. Ice burns your hand, while fire leaves you freezing. And in the midst of this madness, you can see clearly that a battle is raging. A clash of two beings, one endlessly ancient and the other endlessly young. Come on, Nomos. Pull through for us. Put an end to this chicanery. Eat the Catan. The shard of power, the power of the Catan shard is such that it redefines the very notion of power, but has a weakness, one that you can see only now, with the shard and its rival standing face to face. The shard is just that, a shard. It is incomplete, it is not whole, and it cannot be what the katana was before. What opposes the shard is something entirely different, an undivided, sentient being with a clear purpose in mind, akin to a well-aimed arrow. And the one who fletched and loosed this arrow was you. The battle goes on, and on, and on, outrunning the course of time, but you do not need the gift of clairvoyance to know who will emerge victorious. Jesus. Or I guess Nomos, not Jesus. Finish a game, vote your iconoclast, complete the game on daring difficulty or above. Raised your own ambition and completed the game on any conviction zealot on daring. The Catan shard was transmuted into a new form, and their name was Nomos. Possessing the power of an ancient being and nurtured by the Road Trader, the young star god watched over the Kronos Expanse, and their new domain was curiosity. Gathering its bleeding worlds together again, the Road Trader dared to build something more noble and civilized in the Expanse. A heaven for those drifting and unprotected in the strict hierarchy of Imperium. It would be an unbound frontier where freedom and compassion were not wholly extinct. The shackled monster under the Von Valancia's control ensured the survival of the fledgling utopia. The Star God destroyed all who threatened its peaceful civilians and instilled fear in those of little faith. The Expanse tasted the sweet fruit of freedom and tolerance with reverent fear. The Imperium could not forgive such infinite deviation from the order prescribed by Holy Terra. The Von Valancia's dynasty was accused of seditious formation of their own empire. An invasion fleet gathered in the Calixia sector, and the lifespan of the young utopia was short of its creators. Projecting the young kingdom of freedom, Nomos created the dimensional barriers of and cut the Kronos Expanse off from the Imperium more soundly than a good rift. The humanity of the Expanse was left in isolation, relying only on themselves as either had to build something new and different from the Imperium, or fall to the horrors lurking in the darkness. The ideas that Ignatius von Valancius was committed to were alien to the Imperium, but close to the hearts of many in the Expanse. Anyone who could not resolve a dispute or who was denied justice rushed to the palace of the Road Trader in search of mercy. Rumors and stories of his humanitarian rule formed the foundation for the Valancian school of philosophy. The sect united commoners and aristocrats in the belief that for the Imperium to flourish, it should stop seeing its subjects as mere tools. This dangerous heresy was denounced in many systems, but persecutions only hardened and multiplied its followers. I became Jesus. Having learned a bitter lesson on footfall, Incendia Corda let go of her fanatical zeal. Relinquishing the reins of power, she secluded herself on a cloister world. The time of purge is past, and with it the time of law and order. In the power vacuum that followed, the dark legacy of the abominable Aspis reared its ugly head, and Incendia's dominion gradually devolved into a nest of criminals and pirates. Okay. Resisting the temptation that besieged him, Caligos Winterskill returned to his domain and began to piece together the shattered remains of his protectorate. Until his dying day, his actions and thoughts were dedicated to saving abandoned world and protecting survivors. Alas, he was not able to achieve much in the time he was allotted. He breathed his last breath on the same throne that he refused to leave for decades, adamantly refusing cosmetics that would restore his mobility and power to his legs. Thanks to the patronage of the Von Valancia's dynasty, the cult of St. Drusus was successful in spreading its influence across the Expanse. Overshadowed, the cults of other saints lost their followers and faced a harsh choice: slip into obscurity or swear allegiance to the ideals of Drusus the Warrior. After the death of Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, a man called Chaplain took over the leadership of the Drusian mission. He hid his name, but not his crimes or his piratical past. With resolve and experienced voidfarer, he steered the cult and even led his fellow believers in a military expedition against brigands, enforcing order and converting depraved captives of the faith. To the faith. The deal struck by the Covenant fleet in Von Valancia's dynasty replenished the explorers' dwindling supplies and allowed them to re-embark on a rapid and unrelenting expansion campaign, with powerful bases established across the Expanse. The Omnicide Scouts bravely ventured forth toward unnamed stars with the same drive that propelled their ancestors to explore the Expanse itself. The schism of discontinuing the cycle engulfed the entire Cognizant fleet, and soon the Civil War was over. Disregarding the commandments of their forefathers, the explorers started down a dangerous path of new comprehension, creation, and revision of procedures and algorithms. The fleet was united once more, and in its unity, it was ready to stare down the horrors standing in the way of the catechism of the maintenance and operation. Megos Dominos Opticon Tutu, one of the first to hail the return of the Messiah, took the helm of the mother squadron of the Cognizant fleet. Unquestioningly embracing the teaching of discontinuing the cycle, he personally saw to the crushing of any renegades who did not accept the Messiah's word as truth, and earned himself the identifier Chrome's Scourge. Profitable deals made between the Fellowship of the Void and the Von Valancius dynasty helped them to subdue smaller brigand squadrons in the sector. Many worlds and stations saw the opening of fellowship dens, in which grotesquely sincere pirate representatives took kickbacks from traders in exchange for safe passage. Naturally, the servants of the Von Valancius dynasty and people under the Road Trade's protection were safe from the Fellowship of the Void's attacks. Mostly. The first command that Ryza issued after her miraculous rescue and footfall was the complete extermination of all worshippers of the dark gods among the Fellowship of the Void. The old pirate wanted to find another way for her people to survive. The former renegades hoped to live by the law, working as mercenaries and traders. When it seemed they were finally on the path to a peaceful life, the Imperial Navy conducted a flash raid and destroyed all their ships. Those who survived the bloodbath were publicly hanged. Of course. Why are the Imperial Navy even here? The Kasbala Commission thrived on the riches it acquired in its deals with the Road Trader. The organization expanded to new markets, built up a mercenary army and fleet, and was ready to defend the legitimacy of its business from the authorities. Those foolish enough to deny it that right died quick, brutal, and unexplained deaths. Vladimir Takara, at Liege of Footfall, survived 14 assassination attempts and thwarted no less than 2,000 schemers before a shot finally took his life. The esteemed Liege's funeral was held in great secrecy, with only his closest entourage being permitted to view his corpse, which spawned some peculiar rumors. A multitude of agreements bound the Imperial Navy to the Von Valancius dynasty. Captains were eager to patrol the Protectorate, knowing they would be richly rewarded. Competing ships were lost to pirate attacks and subjected to harsh inspections. Many officers quietly entered the dynasty service, receiving salary and title in exchange for their excellent skills. Worthy admirals valued their new friend and enjoyed more gold on the uniforms. Chartist Captain Austerius Thorfast founded the Thorfast and Companions Merchant Company, excelling in trade and acquiring a substantial escort fleet. After 3 decades, he traveled to the Maw to return to the Imperium in hopes of obtaining fabled warrant of trade. It is not known how this venture ended. When the Road Trader's apostasy became apparent, the Imperial Navy fulfilled its duty and fought the Von Valancius dynasty. The Battle of Dargonus ended in resounding defeat, and the surviving ships fled to distant systems. Disheartened, but not broken, the captains vowed to rebuild their force and planned raids into the apostate territory. The crucial reason for the defeat were the extraordinarily high percentage of captains who betrayed their oaths and defected to the Road Trader's side. Overnight, he acquired a battle-ready fleet of his own. Dargonus grew and prospered until it became the capital of the Kronos Expanse. The planet was like a giant magnet whose pull held together the worlds of the Expanse, absorbing the treasures and vices of the sector. Humanity was exploring the Expanse, and Dargonus became the capital for the brave starfarers and pioneers. It was from here that expeditions departed into the uncharted wilderness, and here they returned bearing wondrous trophies. Captains, cartographers, and scribes flocked here to exchange news. Kiava Gamma washed off the stain of its former defilement, but not the dark memory of it. The sacred halls were never silent, and production rates became the supreme law. The glory of the Imperium was forged in the blood and sweat of its toilers, and the millstones of the manufactorums ground the workers down by the thousand. Even in death, the souls of its servants dared not step away from their machines. The enthroned Null Caliph drew millions of pilgrims and granted the planet hallowed status. Its sacred calculation continued for centuries, and its foremost sages of the Adeptus Mechanicus traveled to the world so they could attempt to divine its meanings. Janus was conquered, the Xeno spirits exorcised, and the wilderness subdued. The fields grew until they covered the entire planet, and billions of tons of provisions were harvested there. Janus had become the breadbasket of the Expanse, and to threaten it would be to condemn millions to starvation. Okay. The dark rule of the Seekers of the Forbidden was established on Janus, while terrified serfs toiled in fields in the lofty castles. Wise renegades studied the knowledge of the Xenos, learned their filthy language, and embraced their culture. The mists born of irrigation devices hid the evil work from the righteous. Despite grim expectations, the coexistence of humans and the Eldari did not lead to enmity. Janus had faced many trials, and the struggle against them brought the two peoples together. They did not develop an affection for one another, but they learned to speak with no weapons in their hands. More than one dangerous xenophile schism was born on Janus. The mind of Vibo 6 grew deeper and deeper, and soon the planet became the darkest and most frightening colony of the Expanse. The final stop for the exiled and the damned. The brutal, hardened inhabitants of the Death World feared neither humans nor Xeno horrors, knew no mercy, and were known as the most fearsome fighters of the sector, who had traded their lives for the right to leave the eternal darkness of the mines. Guarded, luxurious palaces were built under the climate domes, shrouded by clouds of poison. They housed so many powerful blackguards, persecuted aristocrats, and wealthy scoundrels that Vibo 6 gained unimaginable political influence. Such grand and sinister deeds were done there that before long, the grim Death World was spoken of as the new political center of the Expanse. Hello, Dargonis? No longer secluded and forlorn, Falstone turned to the spiritual center of the Expanse, clad in golden power. Rulers went there to be anointed for greatness, criminals for penance, and the righteous for encouragement, and there is no end to them in sight. Converted into a comet shrine, Falstone's moon spread the word of St. Cognatius through the Expanse, protecting the world from the attacks by the enemies of humanity. Its servants asked for neither money nor power, but only the relics left by their blessed patron. The wise handed them over with reverence, while the haughty learned how heavy the hammer of Falstone was. The fate of the pure-voiced prophet, guardian of the hallowed crucible, was a sad one. After visiting 7 worlds and bestowing the blessing of transformation upon them, he perished at the hands of bloodthirsty Drukhari pirates, along with his retinue and the priceless relic. Rude. With the fall of their unholy patron, the edge of daybreak, the cult of the final dawn perished as well. Every cell of the cult was hunted down and eliminated. Rumors that some worshippers of the ruinous powers had managed to get away, hiding the writings of the warp-banished lord under their robes, were baseless. Left without a mission or leader, the word-bearers retreated to the depths of the Materium. Their last act of vengeance was a bloody assault on Footfall. The populace of several asteroids was exterminated or enslaved, and the statue of the God Emperor was badly damaged. After recovering from Court of Regime, Footfall reclaimed its status as the trading hub of the Expanse, having learned a bitter lesson. Ladame Takara created the Footfall Partisans Militia, a well-equipped mercenary army that answered only to him, a monochrome order in charge of the station. The changes that the Von Valancius dynasty brought to Footfall endured on the station long after. Poorhouses opened by order of the Road Trader saved many hungry and homeless from death. Unfortunately, this disrupted the station's delicate ecosystem. No longer freezing to death in empty compartments or tormented by epidemics, those who lived in poverty and Footfall began to choke the station, leading to a sharp rise in crime. Organ traders, illegal augmetic specialists, and savage gangs of anglers proliferated. So don't help the poor. Left without a sun, the CAD system ceased to exist. Its now frigid planet spun away into the darkness, no longer held by the gravitational pull of the star. A century later, a fragment of Ricad Minoris entered the Furubunda system and was snared by void miners. A piece of its rock was delivered to Footfall with reverence and used in the restoration of the God Emperor's statue as the final memorial to the world devoured by corruption. Rumors of the rotting remains of Eldari craftwork spread the Expanse. Explorators, privateers, and Casballica agents, and anyone hungry for easy money all rushed to the frontier systems to vie for a piece of the prize. Some were swallowed by the warp, while others perished in skirmishes with the rivals. The most skilled and fortunate returned empty-handed after decades of searching. The colossal ship, as big as an imperial world, simply vanished as if it had never existed, but the legend to the forbidden treasure lives on. Eldari from the fallen craft of Kudarak, who once traveled through the expanse of the darkness of the Expanse in a desperate attempt to gather the remains of their kind, were becoming a rarer sight. Even the most skillful Casballica agents and audacious bounty hunters, with knowledge of Xeno settlements on the edge of the Expanse, could no longer find their trail. Squads of Eldari Rangers suddenly appeared on different worlds and disappeared abruptly without shedding a drop of blood. Their purpose remained an enigma. The news of Xenos appearing in the Expanse was followed by a report from the agri-world Janus about a strange flash in the night sky. When the light disappeared, authorities sent out patrols that located Xenos camp among the ancient ruins. Their trail ended near a white monument, a Webley gate. Where this path led the Eldari, only their Farseers know. Time spent on the same world as the Monkey pushed the Farseer Moran toward reflection. When the Webley gate awoke on Janus and squads of Eldari Rangers stepped onto their ancestors' world, he averted a bloodbath. Granting the Leleathon and some new and naive citizens his blessing, he disappeared through a shining portal, departing for renewal. The spirit monolith, purified by the Harlequin troop of the Crone world, was hidden from the insatiable eyes of Monkey by raging warp storms. Ships started going missing more frequently in the systems close to the planet. Even the most courageous captains gave the region a wide berth and named it the Damned Reefs. Nuts. Who are you? Cervantes, I guess? Somewhere on the underside of reality lay Camera, woven from manifold of other dimensions and illuminated as always with the light of stolen suns. Its streets ever filled its gloomed agony. Any misfortune experienced by the Dark City became another scar on its appalling face, lost among thousands of other vile blemishes. As long as pain pulsed in its blood-soaked spires, the insatiable and unshakable Camera continued its flight through the webway, along with its unchanging ruler, the leader of the Cabal of the Black Heart, and the most dangerous of all Dracarys, as Jubel Vect. After the Road Trader's visit, the dimensional rifts opened around the spire of the Reaving Tempest, flooding the streets of Camera with demons. This incursion terrified Camera. At the Cabal of the Black Heart managed to stop it, but some of the Archons saw the event as a sign of their leader's weakness. Others interpreted it as a grim omen for the entirety of the Dark City. The fall of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest united Camera for a brief and bloody moment. The elites of the Dark City set their squabbles aside and found a new game in tearing apart the domain of Archon and Numerius. The fate of the Reaving Tempest reminded the other Cabals that nothing lasts forever in the Dark City, save the city itself. Leaving the Necron systems behind, the Star God vengefully obliterated every toon world of the ancient Xenos race. The old hatred of the Catan betrayed their deathless servants, whispered inside him. The voice of Vox Master Vigdis Suri Ota of the Ptolemon dynasty has long resounded in the expanse, bringing hope and trumpeting the arrival of the merciful Road Trader. Known for her wisdom and acute understanding of ship systems, over her long life she taught many generations of future Vox Masters from the Ptolemon dynasty. Her body was built into the bridge itself, and in times of need, her voice flowed through the Vox, dispelling delusions and despair. After years of dedicated service, Master Helmsman of War was granted, despite his objections, the privilege of rest. The wise servants of the Omnissiah implanted an augment into his brain and restored his abilities freely. Soon afterwards, something unprecedented happened aboard the ship. The Master Helmsman overslept and missed the start of his watch, but his temper did become much more agreeable from then on. Oh no, it happened to me too! Whoops! Many years later, High Factotum Janus Danrock sought permission to retire. He said that age had softened his heart and that a more worthy, young, and assertive successor should take over his position. There was no shortage of candidates. Under all that fat, Danrock had a sentimental heart. He spared nothing for the orphans of those who had died serving the Road Trader. The children were given an excellent education and were eager to serve the Von Galantius dynasty. Yocasta Sauerback served as Master-at-Arms for years, but eventually her zeal faded. It appeared that, having tried every form of violence in existence, she no longer derived out of any of them the joy that it once held. Yocasta humbly submitted her resignation and went back to her home in the capital world. She took up the position of warden of one of the capital world's hives, and reconciled with her cousin Macarius, albeit only after a while. The reconciliation was, at any rate, easy to overlook during the gatherings of the capital world nobility, where Yocasta and Macarius would waste no opportunity to have a ferocious row. After many years, Zachary Weiss mustered the courage to take personal apprentices again. He searched throughout the expanse for astropaths whose masters were harsh and cruel to them, and recruited them into his choir. He gathered a cast of talented men and women by his side, and was their guardian and mentor. Weiss died defending his ward from the cursed words spewed by the Immaterium. Sealing the sound of those words in his mind, he preferred a horrible death to a repetition of his shameful past mistakes. Urban Drivestem cared more about preserving the influence of his line than the well-being of the Protectorate. His blind ambition lost him his governor's seat and the respect of his family. Within a few generations, one of the largest houses of Dargonis turned into an obscure family of petty aristocrats. Gordiana Gaprak missed the moment when her family, which had previously functioned like a well-oiled machine, started to fall apart, racked by infighting. Among her distant relatives, many blamed Toriana for the Kiawagami disaster. Soon, the Gaprak family splintered into warring factions and spent centuries locked in a violent struggle, only occasionally punctuated by futile attempts to reunite the house. Macarius Sauerback was loyal to the Road Trader to the last, despite all rumors of the contrary. Finding little affection among his subjects or family, he stayed true to himself, remaining a forthright, severe, and pious person. Macarius strived to ensure that every soul in his charge felt the justifiable dread before him and the God Emperor. Members of House Versarion served the dynasty faithfully and loyally, amassing more and more power. A century later, they finally gained the respect enjoyed by other noble houses. Yet, power and luxury can dull any blade. Now pampered and idle aristocrats the now pampered and idle aristocrats were scarcely recognizable as the descendants of the formidable Seneschal Viserion. Clementia Viserion, granddaughter of Abelard and Chancellor of Dargonus, executed her duties irreproachably, and even found some time to school the younger generations of her family. She was an equally skilled mentor, chancellor, and political operative. After a century of immaculate service, she surprised everyone by leaving her position and becoming the first mate on a trade ship. She would later admit, like a true Viserion, that she had always had a passion for ships and voidfaring. Branches of the House Geprak and Viserion became intertwined for a time after the marriage of Starcia and Vicente. To the great sadness of the couple and the great amusement of the spiteful Dargonus nobility, their marriage produced no children. Just like her ancestors, Starcia Viserion Geprak dedicated her life to service. Crushed by the events that shook the stability of his house and his inability to provide an heir, Vicente lived in his wife's shadow. When his time came, he passed away without notice. I should take notes for a second place of all the things I'd like to address and fix. The Harlequin known as Nocturne of Oblivion visited the Expanse once again. Speaking unto Dargonus, he came to the Road Trader's palace and left him a special gift. A case of Odari crafting, unmistakably ancient and precious, adorned with the ruin of an eye inside a triangle. Only the Lord Captain knew what it contained. The Harlequin candidly warned him that he was drawing the Von Valance's dynasty into, quote, a deadly dance, a shaking doom, that all will freeze within the threads of terror's loom. Then he promptly departed, and not without reason. A few hours later, assassins from the Dark City appeared, following his trail and were mercilessly killed. Their armor bore the sign of the Cabal of the Black Heart. After months of searching, Dargonus wardens found the remains of Achilles Scalander on the lowest levels of the hive. Jukari artifacts and records discovered beside him indicated that the agent of the Inquisition had been compromised and was working for Xenos. The savage deeds of Gordai Skatov witnessed on Footfall traumatized him forever. His architectural genius was shattered. Only the rare collection of true connoisseurs held his work, written in shaky hand, Footfall, the ultimate void station and mortuary. Like, I really do want... Anyway. Not the point. The secret of the Gene-Sealer cult infestation in the Cronus Expanse was laid bare. A wave of purges rolled across many worlds, with enraged rabble and planetary gods massacring thousands of those whose appearance diverged from the true human form. Most of them were, of course, ordinary abject genetic misfits and luckless rejects, but their lives are a small price to pay for the sector's purity. Abelard Viserion remained Lord Captain Seneschal and right hand until his dying breath. House Viserion, cleared of accusations of mutiny, dedicated itself to Dargonus' fleet. When, years later, Abelard left this world, the worthy successor of his family received the honor of inheriting the high office of Seneschal. Abelard's shining memory was blighted only by the rumors of the creeping madness in the twilight of his life. Many said they had seen the esteemed Seneschal talking to someone unseen, and a voice filled with unusual tenderness and sorrow, bringing him to the dark city of their state. After the battle on Epitaph, Argenta was firmly set on the path of the sins to Repentia. Her former fervor and zeal gave way to grim, cold resignation. She longed for death, yet death seemed to flee before the former companion of Lord Captain. Or, perhaps, she could just not find a worthy opponent. So things carried on until one day, while fighting heretics on an uncharted world, Argenta threw herself into a massive inferno to strike down a horrendous warp swarm. Her comrades saw only shadows of the fire and heard the beast's dying bellow. The flames burned for several days. When they finally subsided, Argenta's body was found among the charred rubble, lifeless but untouched by the fire. In one hand she held a chainsaw, in the other a shard of the golden Aquila she had always kept close ever since arriving in the Expanse. Okay, that... oh, that got me. Blessed saint. Enjoying the privilege of the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, Jay Hadari found her way into the heart of the expansive underworld. She became known as Baroness of Shadows. Having amassed so much wealth and influence, she came to control the economic fate of the sector. Even the most powerful figures in the expanse were forced to reckon with and despise her. For a long time, Jai was able to thwart the attempt on her life until one day she disappeared, but many continued to believe that she still ruled the expanse of the shadows even deeper than before. Vizier Cabela of the Bloodspun Web guided her cult along its old path and remained faithful to tradition. As before, Bloodspun Web cultists led ascetic lives and brought death to those who had been marked by the Undying One. However, nothing is changing. A momentous event profoundly impacted the blood-spun web. The discovery and miraculous return of a lost relic, a card from the Emperor's Tarot. The Vizier performed the reading, and the Emperor showed her a new goal, to put the blessed deck back together. Only in its entirety could it reveal the great and dark future that awaited the Chronos Expanse. The blood-spun web read the portents, and the Holy Search commenced. With her newly acquired power and resources, Jai Hadari expended a great deal of effort to put an end to the cult of the blood-spun web. Really? The ease with which she sent assassins after spinning them spread damning propaganda betrayed her strong vested interest. Many thought her actions reckless and expected a retaliatory strike to be delivered before long, but it never came. With the cards of the Emperor Sarah spread before her in the darkness, Vizier Cabela performed one reading after another, but as much as it troubled her, she could find no command to end the life of her brazen adversary. Thus, the blade remained sheathed. Magus Erebus was a loyal and dutiful servant of the Road Trader. He went on to become an outstanding bridge officer and a true Void Wolf. He visited many systems of the world in Chronos Expanse, but never set foot on his native Dodonis or saw his family again. There's a lot. Heinrich von Kallax, the former interrogator of the Ordo Xenos, took the mantle of Lord Inquisitor after his mentor's death. Receiving both the Inquisitor of the Rosette and the duty of defending the sector from the enemies of humanity, Van Kallax became the new Warden of the Chronos Expanse. Van Kallax declared a relentless war against enemies of humanity, be they Xenos, servants of chaos, or heretics in the Imperium's own rank. The Inquisitor fearlessly eliminated numerous nests of corruption in the Expanse. A few decades later, there was an attempt on his life by a criminal cartel. Some say he survived thanks to an old acquaintance from within the Caspalica mission, who warned the Inquisitor of the coming attack. Okay, so he has to survive, and she has to become... Okay, cool. Despite scandalous rumors about a love affair with the Road Trader, Lady Navigator continued to accompany her lover among the stars of the Expanse for a time. Their love was like a candle flame, warm, tremulous, insatiable, and quickly extinguished. When Cassia took the throne of Novator, love gave way to duty. Some praised their doomed love over the glass of Amasek, while others cursed it and spat in disgust. But even after entering an arranged dynastic marriage and passing on precious genes, Cassia kept in contact with only... No! I'm sorry, Cassia. I need to play this again and just fix that. In her journeys with the Road Trader, Cassia Arcelio experienced all the hardships and delights of the galaxy. The invaluable experience and the new knowledge helped her to finally conquer her fears and accept herself and her powers. The Lady Navigator became Novator of her house, tasked with addressing the consequences of Tisiphone's rule and the chaos that followed her disappearance. For the duration of her reign, she patiently worked on uniting the feuding branches of the house, forging alliances, and expanding the influence of House Arcelio. The Starway Atlas, which contained the memories of Tisiphone and Zala clan, lost its power. House Arcelio's navigators once again had to rely on skill alone and in the depth of the Imperium. Many lost their lives, but those who survived the crisis became hardened veterans and pillars of the house. Most of those fortunate souls were young and brave, too few among them were old and wise. Idira Talas lived several more years after the Road Trader's grand campaign on Epitaph. Despite her short life, she left behind many legends and tales of her adventures in Lord Captain's service, and of the terrible warp phenomena that she manifested. Really? Okay. At a time when Idira Talas was preparing to accept her fate, she found guidance where she least expected it, in the wisdom of the blood-spun web. The words of Vizier Cabela, who had come to know death better than any mortal soul, helped Idira look to her future not without regret, but without fear. For many years afterward, there was an empty table in the common area of the officer's deck that had an intricate labyrinth carved into the tabletop. None of the crew sat at the table out of respect for the quiet and candid conversations once shared at it by a psyker and a servant of the Undying Emperor. Shortly before her death, Idira vanished from her post. Jai disappeared with her. When Jai returned many cycles later, she declared that Idira's last days had been full of joy and adventure, and had her greatest pleasure in watching the Void Worlds play. Okay. I need to fix the relationship with Cassia, but we'll get to that. In announcing the discontinuing of the cycle, the Amarnet Collective instilled terror in the hearts of those who revered the theorems of purity, but it gave hope to others. After gathering his disciples and recruiting several soldiers from vassal planets, it ventured to the world of the Screaming Vortex, into the infernal forges of the Dark Mechanicus. This march of reindoctrination was meant to seize the stolen secrets of the Omnissiah from the hands of the heretics, temper the cult in the fire of battle, and transform it into a tool for both eradication and comprehension. The fleet disappeared in the darkness, and only rare echoes of its astropathic messages were ever intercepted. The unit Abel Hanneman continued his service to the Ammonite Collective. In unity with 5 companion minds, he rediscovered the joy of direct cognitive communication, unmarred by inborn others. While outwardly silent, he joyfully described the images, concepts, and ideas that the Omnissiah revealed to him. Fulfilling his function, he overflowed with the exultation of efficiency. For many years, Iliad traveled at the road trader's side, helping him decipher the secrets of lost Xenos races, lending him the wisdom of her kind. Half a century later, she sensed that it was time to say goodbye. The path of the outcast had come to an end. After bidding farewell to her Elantok, Iliad made her way to her surviving kin. Iliad followed a new path, the path of the warrior. She only hoped she would never be forced to raise her weapon against the mortals who would become her true brothers and sisters in arms. Rumor has it that Iliad and Pascal met again among the alien stars. A band of Eldari warriors were trying to protect an ancient planetary edifice of their people from the covetous servants of the Omnissiah. Upon learning that Iliad was leading the Xenos, Pascal personally descended to the planet and struck down his former comrade in arms. Her death did not stir any feelings in his metallic heart. That sucks. Okay. After joining the Stormbiters, Ulfar Thunderlung soon became the pack leader, taking the place of Thorvald, who met an honorable end. The new leader sent a message to Fenris, stating his intention to remain in the Expanse. There are too many enemies yet lurking in these hunting grounds that deserve the Allfather's wrath. Legend paved the formidable pack's path in gold. Years later, Ulfar found a battle in which he could meet his honorable death, but the warp was suddenly torn asunder, and ships from Fenris bearing the mark of the Wolfhead came to his aid. Saved from the battlefield by his loyal companion Halbrand, Ulfar accepted the honors of the Dreadnought and was entombed in sacred armor. During the blessed ritual, he cursed and demanded to be left to his death, but his brothers merely answered with mirthful laughter. When he recovered his senses, Ulfar led his forces to the Heathen Stars. The Allfather had given him a new mission and a near-death vision. No one in the Expanse had heard of the Space Wolf since their departure, yet many believed that one day they would return victorious. It is rumored that the true cause of Thorvald Valenthine's demise was treachery. Faced with a superior enemy, the Space Wolf called on their allies for help, but nearby squadron combat fleet withdrew, defiantly broadcasting that the blood debt to Archmagus Amarnat is not forgotten. So I screwed up Pascal by making him to Amarnat, apparently. Such was the echo of the deed of the road trader, House von Valancius, deed that transformed the Coronis Expanse and prepared it for events even darker and more violent. But those are the events of a different story. This one has come to an end. So I am going to play a second time, probably off camera, because being on camera is more exhausting and makes a different experience. But Officer, Psyker, do the Pyromancer's thing and fix things. 1, Stakov, Architect. 2, Vicent Gaprak. Give him a backbone and a spine, I suppose. 3, Pascal. Not Amarnat, or maybe a version of Amarnat that doesn't suck so much. 4, fix the Cassia romance. 5, do not bring Thenishel Viserion to Kamara. Like, just don't do it. He deserves peace. What else? Jay Hidari and being the shadow road trader worked out mostly for everyone. Cabela being traditional, that's fine, nothing wrong with that, but I can push her to be less so. Yeah. That was a lot. That was really good. With a second, but Officer Pyromancer. I'm not sure what that would do or be, but I'm interested to see. Yeah, is there anything else I missed? Gap practice. Fine. I mean, I'm not really against Nomos going through and... I'm not really against Nomos going through and just like purging the Necrons. That's fine. The Necrons suck. They know they suck. I would expect nothing less from Necrons than to suck. So what else can we really do there? But is there a way? Like, I would love it if there was some fashion in which I could not have my entire Rogue Trader Empire collapse when I died. That would be great. Because you know what? Turns out, the Iconoclast sector is kind of the best. The reinvigorated Mechanicus that goes on to discover and learn and invent new things, kind of awesome. But there's just like that, like, tiny bit of... Just, yeah, this is like 100... To be fair, Rogue Traders can live a while. So this could be significantly older than like a couple hundred years. But still. I feel lovely. I feel good. I am saddened by Cassia leaving. It makes sense that she did, but it does hurt. It hurts my heart. Argenta... Making Argenta in someone who's not a Sister Repenta could be fun. And worth doing. Just by virtue of... Then again, she did die and became a blessed saint untouched by fire, so I wonder what else would be even like a realistic, pragmatic thing to make her. I don't know. But yeah, could be much worse. And this doesn't seem like it's ending anytime soon. So I guess I'm just going to keep going. And I suppose I'll see you all in the next one. Be well.